Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. The registration link is in the chat. I don't know what else to introduce, but this is the final part. Welcome to the end game now. So, in the final part, what we are going to focus on is, of course, ensuring that we have at least clicking on this plus icon should generate the shades. That's one thing we definitely want to focus on. And also some fake UI components here. That is another thing that we want to focus on. Changing any of these values should technically trigger a change in like others. That's also which something that we want to ensure. And maybe the easiest would be the about page. Okay, so we can create a about page and add stuff there, I guess. And yeah, that's it for the time being. Then we'll go to our GitHub. We will try and add a few more issues. Uh, of course, this does not really look good right now. So we also want to, uh, what's the word? We also want to raise issues about it. Dark mode and light mode is one of the features that we wanted to add as per our design. Well, it's not here, so that's also one of the issues that we'll raise. So yeah, we'll raise a bunch of issues together. I would love if all of you participate in the conversation. So when I'm raising issues, you all can be in the chat, say like, oh yeah, this feature is needed, this feature is needed, this is something else that we need. So yeah, and we can discuss about what could be done if it's needed, not needed, and stuff like that. Okay. uh yeah, once the issues are raised, I would love if you all raise pull requests, come on the GitHub issues and have a chat with me. If you want to take up some issue, want to contribute to it, would love to see some contributions. Some of the issues I'll assign to myself depending on if I feel they are big and severe and would need some base setup before you all can contribute. So I'll take up those issues, of course, for the time being, but later on you all can, right? Yeah, I guess that's it. And if you have not registered for the part 6 yet because you couldn't find the link, let me share it again. All the streams are available on the YouTube channel of Major League Hacking, so definitely go check it out. If you have missed something, if you want to revisit something, if you want to check out some of the stuff that we have done before or any of the other streamers have done before, definitely do. The link is in the chat. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I have received till now 12 emails, all related to PRs that we have raised, the issues that we have created, the PRs that we have closed, the issues we have closed. Yeah, a bunch of things like that. Anyways, coming back, yeah, let's go back to our code. So before going on the break, we had commented out some pieces of code here, and let's continue building. I did not restart my system because stupidly I realized that I started the stream first and then I went on that 15-minute, 10-minute break that we discussed, 10-12-minute break that we discussed. So I was like, can't really stop and restart again, unfortunately. Okay, cool. Where were we? We were in the source folder, components, color card, yeah. Also, since it's night and don't think this one is bright enough, I am going to change to light mode. Yes, I hate it as well, but just to ensure that when I am on screen, there is some light on my face. Otherwise, it would be like, who is this ghost? Jokes. Uh, where were we? Hmm, color card. Mhm. We had done the hex, and generate, remove, update color shades, and then we were in the RGBA. So this is where the channels come into picture. Okay. So in this case, what we are saying is we are looping over RGBA values. We'll use our update color RGBA color channel. Yes, we'll use our update RG color card RGBA channel to to hmm, to update the values. Yes, I think I'll also want to make a change here. We will say that instead of being mapped to a color, this is mapped to a channel for better understanding. Okay, this is only for better understanding. So that this would also be a channel. So nothing changes. I'm doing is changing the variable name. Okay, like let's start from there. All I'm doing is changing the variable name. That's it. But why am I changing this variable name? Because this kind of ties up to the variable name that we have given to our update color card RGBA channel. Okay, so this starts making much more sense. So I am going to uncomment this. Okay, so if you remember, update color card RGBA channel, it took in three inputs. It took in the ID, which was a string, the channel, which is either R or G or B or A, and the value, which was the number. So what we are passing here is update color card RGBA, where the card ID comes from the top. The channel is one of these RGBA. Okay, and then whatever the user types in as the input, we are converting it to a number to ensure that it is passed as a number. Okay, so three things that update RGBA takes in. Now, another thing to note here is I have changed the name color to channel so that it is much more understandable. Okay, that's the only reason. Mm, yep. So that's RGBA. Similarly, I'll go for HSL as well. Let me reduce that size and all this color. So I'm going to do Command D and change that. Value is HSL channel and perfect. Similarly, in this one, and the final one. Perfect. I guess that's it. Okay. Uh, Now let's check it out. So if I change this value to FFAA00, actually, there's a mistake. FFAA00, all the other values have also changed. If I change red to 3, G to 78, and B to 10, or let's say 240. So this preview changes, these values change, and correspondingly all the other values change. Okay, so that's it technically. Now I can see that this one is this lightness. It goes to a lot more decimal digits, even the H value. Yep. So we should kind of trim it to only 2 digits after decimal, probably, or we can try and ensure that it is rounded. if we want. Mm, yeah, we'll have to think about it, but this is one of the issues. Okay, the first of the issues that we encounter. Oh, someone said hi. Hello. Hmm. Okay, so uh, changing any of these values, if I change this to 0, yep, point 0 or 1. Okay, alpha is not properly calculated right now. So that is another thing that we need to fix. Alpha should technically be a decimal, right? Hmm. Yeah, so these are the changes. Already we have identified some of the gaps. Also, if I reload, it should stay as is. If I make the red 30, so this one changes. Green, let's say 155. Yep, hex value changes properly. This goes to 24. Yep. Okay, this is good. So value changing actually triggers a change for every other variable. Okay. Uh, if I make magenta as 100, okay, it becomes some value here. MYK seems to be in decimals for everything, so I can go to 0.78. Hmm. Okay, not really good in terms of our input validations and stuff here. Do I see any errors in the console? Not yet, it seems. I delete this, add a new card, and FA. FA. Okay, there's definitely something going on there because I tried 3 characters, but it became 6 characters. Something else that we need to fix. Okay, a lot of fixings, definitely. As I said, not a perfect project yet, but as we start building it, it will become much, much, much better. Should technically have a debounce so that user can finish typing. Okay, and since these values are decimal and the boxes are too small, probably need to think of something else there. Maybe make the boxes a bit more wider so that all of these colors are one below the other. Uh, hmm, mhm. Okay, we can do that. We'll have to make some changes in our design. But for the time being, I think this works out fine. Color picker is not done. Save is not done technically. We still have to generate shades. Let's start by generating shades. Let me push this. I'm going to use GitHub itself. So let's stage the change first. Yes, I want this change. This was a feature, and can I amend a commit here? Oh yeah, I can apparently. I did not know this. That's good. But I'm going to do a second commit regardless. Feature was update uh, color channel. Going to make a commit. What does this say? Copilot code review. Oh, and sync changes that should pull and push. Why pull and push? Should just push. Yeah, pushed it. Perfect. Now I will go over to our this one. There should be 2 commits technically. Yep, 1 and 2. Second one is building right now. Okay, so color card. I think all the changes are done technically. I don't think anything else that we need to change right now. It needs fixing. I agree to that, but any changing, I think we're fine. What else? The generate shades, right? So generating shades, the code exists, but we should make a change in our layout, three column layout, and the shade should be generated in the second column. So column two, this is where the shade will be generated. So let's add some code to ensure that it does get generated there. So this outlet, this is where the home gets put in. So probably after this, hmm, so probably after this, and okay, cool. So what do we want to do? We already have color cards, right? So we can loop over the color cards dot map over each card, and now we can check if card dot generated shades. Okay, if there are generated shades and dot length is greater than 0, in that case we can have a div with the key as, okay, let's take this one, let's close the div. So there is a div with my2, which is margin y2 flex column. No, not really. I think just my or mb m my. So okay, this should be fine. Now we can have okay, it says h2 card name dot shades, and okay, let's take this and read it. So it says h2 will be shown where it will take the card name and then show shades, space shades. So whatever is the card name, which is a weird name right now, but if let's say if someone changes it to primary, so it will take in the name as primary shades. Then in the next line, it does a grid where it says grid calls 4. So it will only generate 4 columns, but actually, no, I don't want that. I want it to be a flex, and we can do a, yep, flex wrap and gap 2. Okay, so it should be in one single row. If there is no space, it should wrap around. Gap, I guess 2 is too much. Can we do zero point 0.5? Yep, zero point 0.5 gap. And then we do a card dot generated shades dot map shade and index. Then we loop over it and we show a div tag with key equals to index. Class name of h10 and width 10. So it's a box, rounded sm border. It will have a border and border slate 900. The style would be, the background color would be the shade, and the title would be shade and then index plus 1. Uh, no, I actually want to show whatever is the generated shade, basically FFF, AAA, whatever the user has entered. Then we close the divs and then we close this one. This is fine. Close this div, and yep, after this one. Else, let's show. No, actually, after this one, I think. Now I'm confused. Wait. Yep, this one, perfect. So after this green one ends, then we have to, since we are using a question mark here, which means that if this is truly or true, then in that case, this piece of code should be shown to the user, else it should not show anything. Uh, we can actually make this bit better. We can say card dot generated shades and card dot generated shades dot length greater than 0. Then in that case, do all of this. Else show null, which is nothing. So nothing will be shown and everything is inside the section. Yep, I think cool. Let's go over to our color conjure website. Let's clear this and I click on add. Generates the shades. Nice, right? So it starts from black, goes all the way to the white, and it generates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shades. So in 12 steps, it goes from black to white. Okay, that's what it is doing. If I tell it, let's say 20, and I click on plus, because the ID has not changed, it generates all of this. Let's make this primary. So now this is called as primary shades and it generates 20 colors. I'm going to click on add and I'm going to make this secondary. Okay. Uh, I'll leave it at this base color. Click on plus. Okay, perfect. 24 and plus, and it wraps around. 22 plus. There we go. It takes basically how many steps? 22 steps to go from this point to this point. We could technically refine it a bit more. We can say that don't go from this to this. Uh, yeah, we'll have to look into what could be done. Okay, but there we go. Now, if I delete this, yep, that shade is gone. And instead of calling this shades, now this is a very minor thing, but where is it? Where do we call it shades? I will call it shade with a small s. So secondary shade. It still shows this home, which is coming because in our, like, there is this outlet. Now this outlet is actually because we are wrapping our 3 column layout around everything here. Okay, what we should technically be doing is take this 3 column layout, wrap it only around home, let's say. And it needs to take in children as well. Or, you know what would be easiest? Not have this. Not have any of these children. Mm, can have all of this here. I'm going to comment this out. If I do this, yep, that home is gone. And secondary shade. Reload, if you notice that did not actually delete anything. And if you go over to the application tab, you will see that the state is persisted in local storage. Okay. All the values that we had is persisted in here. If I click on add a new card, then there should be two things, 0 and 1. Okay. So that's our color shades thing. I think this is good. Let me, yeah, I'll fix all of this. And technically, we don't need home, I feel. Hmm. Okay. Anyways, uh, lazy. Yep. Don't need that for the time being. And this is good. Okay. Any questions, anyone? We have successfully generated the number of shades, which was easy peasy. Uh, Added some functionalities, and then let me push all of this. So in the changes, yep, I have commented out a bunch of code, and the three column layout is here. Mm, this was a feature where we added generate shades functionality. Commit. Oh, I did not stage this. So plus and commit. So I did not do git add, and I just tried to do a git commit, which is wrong. So that's what it said. Okay, and let's do a git push. There should be three comments on this one. Why did this fail? Checks as okay. Anyways, checks is running, so I'll leave that be. ER checks should technically pass for this project right now because linting is proper, coverage is 0. I'm basically waiting for all the checks to be done and see what fails. Wow, building does take a lot of time apparently. Takes 35 seconds for a single page application that we have. Really? This is long. This is a lot of time. It is definitely. Oh, finally. Oh, testing fails because there are no tests. Ah, maybe that's why. Anyways, uh, so now that we have generated the shades, the last bit that I want to do on this page is add some components here. Okay. Yeah. So let's add some components here, which allows us to like what's the simplest? Let's think. I can have also when I added the title, if I hover over it, as you can see, it shows the name of the color. Another functionality that we could add is on click of any of these colors, it should copy the color, right? So that should be pretty easy. So instead of having a div, we can have a button which will have a on click, and on click it should technically copy uh, yeah, whatever is here, right? So let's actually do add that functionality very quickly. Then we'll do some cleanup as well. And yep, I'm going to comment this part out and I'm going to say a button on click. It should, yep, copy this whole thing. Okay, now it's suggesting that, oh, use a div. I could have just used this with Control X, Control V, and I don't want these, don't want this. Perfect. There we go. Now if I click over any also, what else do I have? I could also raise a toast because if you remember, we have a toast library from React Hot Toast. Wow, what is this even giving me? That's a lot of things for a toast, but let's try it out. I click on it, copied color to clipboard, click on this. Oh, that is interesting, right? Duration 2 seconds and position. I don't want it top right. I want it to be top center. The background color should be the shade and everything else. I don't want it. Okay. So now if I click on it, there we go. If I click on this, it is all white, which is bad. Uh, Primary is missing. It is required apparently. So I can do chroma. Yep. I could use chroma here, which I could import on the top here. Import chroma from chroma.js. So I'm saying that try to do a chroma on the shade and check the luminance. If the luminance is more than zero point 0.5, so if it is a light color, then in that case the primary is, yes, it's dark. And so luminance 0.1 is white, luminance 0 is black. Yeah, so that's what we are doing. So if I do this, okay, the icon color is much better. It's now black in color. And similarly in here, I can do similar thing. If there we go, copied this color and copied this color, and everything else remains proper. Oof, nice. So we have added a new functionality, which is copying the color. Now that I have copied a color, let's hover over it. This was 6F83B and C, and that's what is copied over. To C, and yep, there we go. And instead of color copied to clipboard, I think what I would like to say here is copied whatever is the shade to clipboard. So now if I go over here, copied this to clipboard. Perfect. Now this makes much more sense, right? It makes it easy to understand and test and check, right? So that's it. So that we also have a toast notification now, where the background color is normally chosen whatever is the shade, and then the text color. So this color defines the text color. So the text color is dependent on what is the color shade. Okay, is the color bright or dark? If it is dark, then in that case, the text color and the icon color are light. Otherwise, it's vice versa. How many digits? One, two, three, four, five, six. Hmm, interesting. I thought it would also have the hex, the alpha. Sorry, but apparently it doesn't. Maybe I can look into it. Another issue. Uh, okay. Let's. Again, do not do one line changes and then do git commits. But in our case, I'm just excited to share this with you all. So let me just do that. I am going to stage the change, which is git add, and then feature added, copy to clipboard, and toast notification. Commit it. push this. Yep. What else? Yeah, the component, the UI component panel. I want to create a component panel. So where should I create it? So in my components, I am going to create a new folder called as fake components. So these fake components are the fake components that will be shown to the user here. Okay. And I think what I want to do is, what do I want to do? I think what I want to do really is, so fake components as in these are the fake components. Okay. Uh, so what I want to do is ensure, no, actually, what I want is we'll have two input boxes. Let's create two input boxes where the user can input primary shade and secondary shade. And those primary and secondary shade would be one of these things that the user will click on, let's say. So user clicks on this color and this color. Okay. So they could click on it. It will be copied to their clipboard. Thankfully, we have implemented that feature. And then they can paste it in that input box. They can click on another color that would copy the second color, the secondary color, and that would be, they can paste in the input box. So we'll have two input boxes here first. Okay. And they can, yeah, paste those colors, and the components will be shown in those primary and secondary color. A better implementation would be, we should allow two tick marks. Okay. So they click on the first thing, it should automatically choose the primary. Then they click on another thing, it should choose the secondary. If they click on the third thing, it should go back and replace the primary. So that would be a better feature, I think. Also, these ones, uh, the spacing between these cards, where is it? Gap 0. If I make it gap 0 and height 20, width 10, and they should not have a border. But we should have a border on the outside. But the white needs a border, right? I think, because otherwise it's not really visible. What about this particular background? Mm, Sorry, just trying out how we can make it look better. I think the 10 and 10 looked much better for sure. Uh, and the only problem that I see right now is that the last few colors, they don't really get a border. And now if I do this, then I should have a gap. But if I have this, then why do I need this? Smallest of decisions. But if I don't have this, then I don't even need the rounded. Okay, I guess this is fine. So we are back to where we started, but for some reason, okay, cool. I will leave this as is for the time being, and maybe we could think of something which makes it look much like the design. My only concern is in the design, I did not consider what would happen if a user, like if it is white color here. I also did not consider that we are ranging from pure black to pure white. We could do something there. I feel personally that we could do something there. Okay. For the time being, I think this is good. Uh, did I even change anything? Okay. The only thing I changed is height width same, rounded border. Okay, I'll leave this so that there's not another commit right now. Okay. And yep, this is good. Next up, fake components. So fake components, I am going to create a single file that will have all the fake components. Uh, so fake components, I will create a file called as UI components panel dot esx. So TypeScript RAFCE to generate a base for myself. Uh, this one would be a type functional component. So I'm also going to ensure that this is a type import so that it is better understandable. And okay, so what all do we want? So we wanted two input boxes. So I'm going to create a primary smart, set primary, secondary, and set secondary. Now it just starts going crazy. Once you tell it that, oh, you're smart, then it starts going a bit. Uh, uh, instead of pure white, I think I will go with this. And instead of pure black, I think I'll go with 101. 101010. Okay. So these are our two colors. I'm using use state as you may notice. So use state, if you remember, was for local state management. So that's what we are doing here. We want to locally manage this state. Now in our return, what even is this giving? I don't know. Div class name, I think just a padding 2 everywhere should do the trick, and close the div. Now in here, for some reason, it wants me to do something. Let's just, I just want to see what is it even giving me. Uh, close the div, please. This is too much code. What else does it need closing? Okay, so let's see. And let's use this. So UI components panel, it will be in the third column. So in this A side, we can remove this P tag and we can just call UI components panel, which will be imported from the fake components. Really? This is what it gave me? And the color pick. I don't like this. Anyways, I guess I am going to remove all the generated code and we will start with our piece of code. So div class name it says margin bottom 4, flex item center, justify between, no. Margin bottom 4, okay, sure. Flex, and it could be flex call so that it is in one single column. And we can have a gap of, let's say, 4 between the things. Now inside this, I am going to have another div, okay, and it says label for primary color class name is block text sm and font bold, primary color, and input box, and then it says type color, but no, we don't want type color, we want type text actually. And the id as primary color, the value would be the primary color that is coming from the use state. Yes. On change, we should call the set primary color, which is coming again from the use state. And then it says it sets some class name placeholder and done. Okay, let's see how this looks like. So, okay, primary color. So if I copy this over, can I paste it here? Yep, I can. Perfect. So I like this for the time being. Margin top as 1. Width is full. Actually, I don't want width full. I want width to be 1/3, or I guess half of the total. And the label and input, they could be in grid or inline block. Inline flex is also fine. So primary color is written here, and then we have the input box itself. Uh, okay, similarly, we want, so I will copy this div and I will have this right here, and instead of primary color, this should be secondary color. So this HTML4 matches the ID of the input. This is to ensure that we're following the best practices. And set primary color, instead of that, we will have a secondary color. And in here, we will call this as a secondary color. I want okay, so currently the problem is that these are not really aligned. We could align them. We can, instead of using, like, we can have have primary color and the secondary color in a grid, probably. Could divide it in a grid. So there is the first column, the second column. The first column can have fixed width. Second column can have a fixed width again. Yeah, we could do a lot of things there. Mhm. And we can actually now give this a width of full. Mhm. And we can copy this over to this one. Instead of gap 4, I think gap of 1 is fine. And we can again give this a width full. Full in whatever it is in uh, Okay, center line. Uh, yeah, I guess this is fine, right? The primary color can be copied over, secondary color is copied over. Uh, Text left is better, I think. There we go. This is too much space. So instead of grid calls 2, I can make this grid calls 4, and then I can make this call the span dash 1. Similarly, can copy this over to this one here. So item center needs to be copied over here as well. Perfect. Call span 1, and the input itself can have a call span of 3. Okay. Well, that was some not online, live CSS changes that I have done. Perfect. So two colors are done. So our first div part is, I guess, done. Then we need to add the next bit, which would be the fake components. So in our fake components, let's see if I do. Is it like listening to me or something? There is a problem though. It does not have a closing div. Okay, let's see. So it shows the primary color and the secondary color. So if I change this to this, okay, so it is showing those two colors. Okay, I guess we could technically add this functionality next to the primary color rather than taking it down here. So after the input, so this could take in call span 2, and whatever color you choose, it shows a preview of that, which is nice, but no, I don't want this. Okay, what I'm looking for right now is, let's go away, button, and we can say that this has a style. The style is background color is always, let's say, primary color, and the text color, okay, so the text color could be set to the secondary color, and the class name is rounded p-2, and I don't want a text color to be set. We can make it a better looking button by doing px, let's say, 4, and py-2, and okay, sure, x-sm. So this is our one button that is created. Don't need to call it primary button, we can just call it button. Now, as you can see, this is what the button looks like. If I copy this particular color, paste it here, there we go. Secondary color, I can copy this color, paste it here. This is what the button will look like. Copy this color, paste it here, there we go. So a button is changing as per the primary and secondary colors that we are choosing. So that is one fake component done. Another fake component that we might want, what was it? Uh, Icon button, an outline button. So this is a button. what we want is an outline button. So another good way to use Copilot, if you don't know already, adding comments as to what you want it to do also helps. So, like, let's say this one. Okay, so I added an outline button here. Let's go over to color conjure. Yeah, there we go. Much better looking, right? Let me also add another color card and change this to slightly green color. Hmm, yeah, should fix this functionality first, but for the time being, just bear with me. Not a very good looking green. Anyways, I think this is fine. 20 shades is better. And let's take this color, paste it right here. There we go. So outline button, looks much better, I guess. Right? The secondary color. So what did the outline button do? So the border color is the primary color. That text color is also the primary color. Okay. So that's what happened in a button. This was a fill button. Okay. And this is the outline button. So those are two components created. Another component that we could create, icon button. Sure. I don't want this. Don't want this. This is fine. Okay. Icon button. I am not creating that. Let's create a card. Okay. So that would be nicer looking. So let's utilize uh, Copilot. So it suggests something. All I did was tab, tab, and tab. Let's see how actually it looks like. So card with a card title, card component. So the secondary color is in the background, the primary color is in here, and there's a card button. I don't like this card. Uh, okay. This is card component, should actually have more text. I'm going to use lorem ipsum generator so that I can have something which is a big block of text actually. Let's go over here. Okay. I want the text to be left aligned. Or we can also justify the text actually. So text as justify, yes. And there we go. Perfect. So card title goes on the top here. Then this is the text color and there is a card button. I want this button to be, what is this? A grid or flex? Flex. So I can do flex dash end, I think. Or there is a, can I do a float, right? Yeah, there we go. And I can actually do a click me, call it click me, and on click. We can add an on click handler which says, oh, button has been clicked. Perfect. So if I click on click me, button clicked. Okay. I want the background color to be this one. So let's see. It's all right. Better looking card, definitely. Uh, Why is this complaining? It's saying that you could use apostrophe with ampersand s. Sure. Okay, so this is what a card would look like. We should also technically have an image in the card, right? Like somewhere. And this should be text, let's say XL is much better. And yep, we could have a subtitle if we want. Sometimes you do. So subtitle, we can also do a new date. Yep, yep, there we go. Much better looking. It should not be bold. I guess I would prefer this to be light. Subtitle, and we can add a margin top of 2 so that there is some space on top of this one. Okay, so we have a button, we have an outline button, we have a card. What else did we did I think of? Card, we definitely should have had an image. Badges are similar to buttons, so I'm not going to do that. Uh, Toggle, that is interesting. Oh, it does suggest a card with image. Let's see. Uh, I'm just trying to see what does it bring up. Ah, it tried to copy over everything that we had done before. Let's see. Color conjure. Nope, not a good idea. Uh, Also, the image I think should be before the header and everything. Yep, and it says it tried to get it from via placeholder. Placeholder images. Yeah, we could do any of these, or there is a lorem pixel to get a photo. So I am going to use this to get an image. There we go. Looks bad. Okay, I need a square photo. Hmm, okay, cool. And we can give it a width and height. So I want the width to be, yes, full, and no, actually not width to be full. I want the width to be 64 and height to be 64 as well. So 64 height 64 translates to 256 pixels. Our image actually is of 200, so maybe 48 would be better. Actually, width full and height 48. Okay, need better looking images for sure. If I reload, this is what happens. It resets. So use state, as you may now observe, that it does not really saved on reloads. You need to do something special to ensure that it is saved on re-render or reload. Okay. But for the time being, this is what it looks like. We can again change it. What is the last thing that I want to do? I wanted to do a toggle input. Okay, let's see. So toggle switch, nope, not really good. So toggle would need us to actually make some updates in the styling itself. Uh, so let's do that. I don't want, this is all fine. I want the style of the toggle, background color to be primary, on change. Yep, this is good. Toggle is now off. Toggle is now on, but the background color is primary, but it is not getting updated like this. We'll have to look into what we could do for toggle. Toggle would require a bit more change. I'm going to leave this as is. What about our input box? So definitely chooses something, and then there is some. Okay, don't want this. This is useless. Uh, Input box, actually, that is useless as well. I'm going to remove that, and perfect. So this is what we end up with for the time being. So we created some fake UI components. Our fake UI components has some primary color, secondary color input, and depending on what we pass it. So let's say I pass this as the primary color, and the secondary color is this one, and there we go. So these are the ones that are affected, and they have those data applied. Uh, this looks more like one of those retro ones, right? Could technically have a font color as some monospace, and this will make it completely like a hacker vibe. Uh, we can add a new, like, actually generate shades. Yes, we can generate shades how much ever we want, and we can delete a particular shade. We can add a new color card, and what else? Yeah, see this? Perfect. Yeah, I guess this is good to push. Any, let me also review the changes that I have done. So if I check this one out, okay, not much. Perfect. And if I check this one out, I guess the whole file was newly created, so that is fine. I think the amount of text in this is a lot. The amount of text in the card. I'm going to delete something. Okay, so that there is less amount of text here. Don't need a single card, I guess. This is also kind of useless. Hmm. Okay, I think this is fine. Uh, let's take this color. This is my secondary, which is really bad. Let's take this color. That is my primary. Maybe better. I don't know. Click me is throwing an alert, which is nice. Button itself does not do anything. Hover color. So we can also choose a hover color. We can pass it a hover color uh, outline color, so we can have kind of more input boxes. Or as I had suggested, we should technically have a functionality where on click it should choose that color, so it should copy it to clipboard, and also we need some choosing sort of element. So if you see the design, there was supposed to be these, like you click on a color and it shows the CMYK value, HSL value, LCH, OK, LCH value of the color that you have chosen. It also shows the original color or maybe the chosen color, one of those. Uh, we could also have deleting of one of the shades from the list. So that is another feature we could have. So a lot of features definitely that could be added. For now, let me just push all of this. So stage all the changes. feature, added fake UI components, components, commit this change. So we have generated shades, added fake UI components, commit this, push this, merge this. So sync changes, yes, please do that. Okay, that is done. Now let's go over to our code base, issues. I should link it with this issue. So if I go over to our update color card, this needs some changing. So I need to edit this. This was a new feature. The issue link, I could do this one, fixes the 100. Uh, this time I did add comments, okay? So that is fine. And yep, it does not generate any new ones. Maybe some existing features are broken, yes. And update the comment. This is what it now tags to. Oh, we do get a deploy preview. Yeah, there we go. So if you all want to see a deploy preview of the current status of the application, there you go. 24. Nice. Perfect. This is primary. That auto updates here. And let's copy over some of these shades. There we go. Secondary is this one. Secondary should be more lighter, I feel. So lighter and okay, there we go. So you can see the deploy preview of our code base, which I think is nice, right? It works. Everything works. Okay, cool. So I guess we should be able to merge this pull request. If I go over to our issues, it should now say that there is, yes, there is a pull request, which might resolve this issue, which is nice. And yep, this is good. No conflicts, nothing. And I'm going to rebase and merge. Perfect. Now let me check out to the main branch, pull everything, npm run bootstrap dev while that is happening. Okay, so now I request you all to be a bit more responsive because that ways we can communicate better. We can discuss a few more features that could be added, and yeah, I guess we can take it from there. So things that need to be added. Okay, let me create a bunch of uh, issues. I would say some features, some bugs, and from there we should create some features, some bugs, and then anyone who is interested in resolving them, I'll self-assign some actually first. Why does it say there is one issue? Okay, there we go. So I'll self-assign some issues, and anyone else who wants any issue, they can assign it to themselves. Ooh, since this project started, there are 31 stars. Nice. Thank you so much for everyone who has done this. I have no idea how to check it. Oh, this is starring myself. Not doing that. Oh, I guess I can click here, right? Yeah, that shows the stargazers. Anyways, I'll ignore that for the time being. But thanks for whoever start the repository. Let's go over to issues, and I am going to create a bunch of new issues. I am The first feature is need a slider here. Okay, need a color slider for sure. Add a color slider. It could be as simple as what can I think? We can make this preview box input of type color. Okay, that should technically show us a slider. So we can check that out if you all want very quickly in our components where we do this div. Okay, I can actually have input of type color, not type slider, sorry, type color. I hope I said that before. And let me run this. So let me stop this and npm run dev. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So there is this type color. Okay, changing that changes it. And this makes it easy for a user to choose a color, right? So we could do a very simple thing like that, where we just say that, you know what, uh, here you go. I am giving you input of type color. So this preview component can be input type color, which allows a user to choose a color by clicking on it and getting a slider. Or we can have separate sliders for RGB. That used to be for a previous version, that RGB had a slider to choose how much green we want, let's say, or how much red we want, how much blue we want. Okay. Uh, I'll leave that as is for now. Add a color slider to allow easy choosing of color. Currently, a user does not have a visual on choosing a color. I'll keep everything short for the time being and just create a bunch of issues. Another issue, what else? So a color slider will make it easy for user to choose. Uh, I did observe one issue, which is if I try to write, let's say F1, then it goes FFFF11. Okay, so 3 letters get converted to 6 letters. So definitely there is something wrong somewhere. Okay, so that is more of a bug fix. So bug report, the bug is if user inputs 3 characters in the input in the hex input box, it changes to 6. Ideally, what we want is like, so if any one of you is creating an issue, try to ensure that you fill everything. But for the time being, I only have like 15 minutes. I'm going easy and quick. Uh, there should be, we should have a debounce to allow user to type at least 6 characters before the validation hits. Now, why a debounce? Technically, like example, let's say for white, okay, FFF. is a valid color. Three character color names are also valid colors. Uh, so that's why I'm going to add a debounce. A debounce is nothing but a delay. Okay. So for anyone who does not know, it's a delay of maybe let's say 500 milliseconds. Okay. So we can debounce for 500 milliseconds, allow user to type, and in 500 after 500 milliseconds, we will do the rest. If user inputs three character in the hex input box, it changes to six. Uh, so this is a bug that needs to be fixed, and potential solution is this one. Other issues. Oh, GitHub has a bug here. If you notice that this did not update before. Validations, yes. So in here, I can type f and it becomes a nan, which is not a number. So there is some sort of validation, but it is not really a good validation. Also, if something becomes nan, not a number, then on reload, everything resets to empty. Is it good? Is it bad? Don't know. But it is definitely a bug. Uh, color inputs need to have validation. Currently, if a user inputs a text in RGBA inputs which accepts numbers, then it becomes nan, N-A-N. So this backtick allows me to make it a code-like thing, nan, and uh, on reload, every field resets to empty. Add proper validation. Ooh, it's a bug. I created the third issue, but this is still two. If I reload, three. I expected it to be three automatically. So that is another bug. Uh, there's a styling issue for sure. This is left, right. Yeah, this alignment is not really good. Feel that's a very minor bug, but it's a bug nevertheless. Uh, bug report, styling issue in color card. Does not look good and properly aligned. Okay, so once that is done, this is fine. Color components is fine. Feature, yes, feature. So the feature is save data to index DB and show it on saved palettes. Palettes, what's the spelling? P-A-L-E-T-T-E-S. P-A-L-E-T-T-E-S on saved palettes page. Okay. So the feature request is currently we save the color palettes in local storage We should also save it in index db. You can read more about indexed db in here, everyone. Uh, One of the libraries that I have used in the past is Dexy.js. This is my favorite for working with indexed DB. Okay, so I think I would also add this. Where is it? Where is our issue? Yep, color. We save the color palettes in local storage. We should also save it in index DB and show the saved ones on saved palettes page. We should also give the functionality to share a saved palette via URL params palettes. Delete a saved palette color and other user intuitive features. Okay, use or index db. Create. Okay, I have one feature, three bugs, another feature. What else? Accessibility, extract colors. Oh, we did not actually do the whole generation, not generation. What was it? So in our previous one, we could click on a export and check color contrast. So export is pending and check color contrast is pending. So check color contrast would be on the accessibility page and the export could be, where should that be? On this page, on the home page itself, right? In here, there should be a way to export the color. Ooh, how many? Hmm, not much today. But do you all not like project? Or is it because it still looks the same? Uh, New, it would be a feature request. Uh, Implement the pending export colors and color. Use different spellings every time. Color contrast functionality. See the previous version. Where is it? See the previous version of the app for export colors and color contrast functionality. So this is another issue. What else? I think I'll assign some of them. I'll assign this to myself. Uh, this I'll create sub issues. So I'll start the base of it and then I'll create a few more. I guess currently the only thing that would be fixed by others would be this. I'll add a label here saying needs, oh, help wanted more like, and does not need verification. And it is also a good first issue. The only help wanted issue currently. What else? I think this is good. Time to pause. Any questions? Any concerns? Anyone? Of course, there's the also the about page that needs to be done. And in here, instead of inputting, we can in adding an input, not inputting. Instead of adding an input box, we can add a functionality which allows choosing colors, right? That would be good, I feel. Okay, but yeah, this is where we are. Congratulations, everyone. Hopefully, you all learned something. Uh, Most of it was, actually, nearly all of it was done live with just some thought process and some very quick checks before the sessions about, oh, this is where we have reached, what could we do? The save button functionality does not really do anything. Need to add something there. Delete does, this does. Color picker, oh, color picker implementation is pending. Feature request, implement the save icon and color picker icon functionalities. Check the deployed version in color card. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Anything anyone wants to ask, say, suggest, discuss? Anything? Time and again, I have said that this would be part of Hacktoberfest. Will not complete everything probably. We'll still have bugs, so definitely keep an eye out. And I came across GSSOC, which I did not know existed. So I guess this year I'll also try to put this project in GSSOC, Girl Script Summer of Code, so that you all can contribute to it. And of course, Hacktoberfest is pending. When does GSSOC start? I have no idea. I can take a look later. Okay, any questions, anyone? Anything? If not, then once again, let me kindly request for feedback. And once again, please don't say that, oh, this was not completed, because there was no completion expected. Okay, so there we go. Please do provide feedback. This was the final session, part 6. I have broken my own record, I feel, by going over to part 6 of color palette generator. Uh, Provide feedback. It should take 5 minutes max of your time. Normally, I don't ask for this, but if you like this project, definitely give it a star. Maybe I'll leave that to you. Actually, I am not really uh, thinking about it. This is my face right now. Sure, give it. But I'd definitely be happy if you do. Uh, Other than that, I guess this is fine. This is the end of everything. Thanks all who stayed with me for the whole 6 parts of color palette generator. I hope to see some progress made. I will see. So all the issues that I've assigned to myself, I guess I will work on them on the weekend. So not this week. Too much work at office. Uh, so I'll take a look on the weekend. I'll also improve the bug fix, like the description of most of these features and bugs. I'll If you find any help wanted, uh, label anywhere, then that means those issues are up for grabs. Uh, You can just simply leave a comment if you're interested, and I will assign it to you. First come, first served basis, of course. Uh, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, everyone. And after this, you can enjoy creating an open source ed tech tool, part 4 with Kari. So, definitely 3 parts done there. Enjoy building the part 4 uh, of this ed tech tool. Okay. And of course, it's open source, so it's fun. Okay. Open source is always fun. Cool. I will end this session if there are no further questions. I don't think forgotten anything. I guess I've done everything. If you want to look at the code base, feel free. There were some things that I had added afterwards, like in public folder, in the not public folder. Let's start with the index.html. Uh, this one had a few changes for meta tags to ensure that proper meta tags are used. You can check if what your website would look like on other platforms by going to metatags.io. So if I, let's say, take this deploy preview and I say parse this meta tag, so this is what this website would look like to everyone. Okay, it will show the title, a description, and this is the logo or the image that will be shown. Uh, if I take this, paste it. Yeah. So on Google search, if you search for color conjure, this is what will be shown on Twitter, this on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, on Slack. Okay, this is what it will look like. Uh, on contrast, let's say if I want to do another website that I know about, and if I generate the meta tags for this website, so this is what the other website looks like. So you can review for any website that exists what the meta tags would look like when someone does a Google search. So Google search would technically show this. Does it? Not really. It shows the contact us page. Okay, twice for some reason, but yes, it does. Yeah, so that's the meta tags that I had added. Hmm. This is how you could add them. What else? I'd added Selene, which is a tool for user tracking, but this one is a better tool because it does not add cookies, as far as I know about it. Yes, cookie free. Yes. So you don't need to show the cookie banner, and it is privacy first and all those things. Uh, to install it, all I had to do was add this header on the top. And since my project is still very small, it does not have a footfall of, I don't know, million users every day or something. I can use it for free. Uh, None of these are sponsored, by the way. This is just me telling you what you could use, and that's it. Uh, yeah, I guess that's the perfect time to end. I will leave you all 5 minutes early, take a break, and then join Kari on in the next session. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. If there are no further questions, thank you so much once again, and I will see you in the next Global Hack Week, which is the AI week, LLM Gen AI week, I guess, something like that. Gen AI week, yes. Okay. Cheers, everyone. See ya. Bye bye.